Article by Ameet, Morjaria, The Value of Democracy in the World's Poorest Region. Evidence from Kenya's Road Building. Ameet Morjaria is an associate professor of managerial economics and decision sciences, Kellogg School of Management, Northwestern University. He writes on the 5th of February in 2014. Ethnic favoritism is a long-standing problem in Africa. This column presents new evidence of this phenomenon and how democracy affects it. Data on road building in Kenya confirms strong ethnic favoritism that disappears during periods of democracy. An enormous literature points to a diverse set of factors behind Africa's growth tragedy, ranging from bad policies, poor education, and poor infrastructure to aging leaders, the historic slave trade, and political instability. Historians, political scientists, and economists have all argued that ethnic favoritism, a situation where co-ethnics benefit from patronage and public policy decisions, has hampered the economic performance of many African countries. In particular, scholarly work by Easterly and Levine, 1997, attributes much of the poor economic performance seen in Africa up to the end of the 1980s to political frictions and economic mismanagement associated with ethnic fractionalization. According to several accounts, ethnic favoritism ultimately emerges because weak political institutions are unable to constrain governments from discriminating among citizens. For example, Bates, 1983, Horowitz, 1987, Esman, 1994, Mamdani, 1996. To understand the recent political and economic performance of many African countries where the growth rate per capita has been positive since the 1990s, after nearly 3 decades of negative growth, see Figure 1, this provides an opportunity to determine whether ethnic favoritism is still prevalent and whether the emergence, or in many cases reemergence, of democracy has helped mitigate it. Despite popular sentiments, Africa is indeed becoming more democratic. See Figure 1. Between the early 1960s, when many African countries gained independence from colonial rulers, and the end of the Cold War in 1991, not a single African ruler was peacefully succeeded at the ballot box except in Mauritius. But since Benin's Matthew Kereko and Zambia's Kenneth Kwanda bequeathed power graciously in 1991, more than 30 African leaders or ruling parties have let their country's voters decide. Multi-party systems in Africa now far outnumber single-party ones. This contrasts strikingly with the Arab world, where so far almost no incumbent injecting elections have taken place anywhere. Figure 1 says combined polity score on the left vertical axis. On the right vertical axis, it's the GDP per capita growth percentage 5-year moving average. Both lines go down towards the 1980s and then start trending upwards. 2010. In a recent paper, Burgess Jedwab, Miguel Morjaria, and Pedro E. Miguel, 2013, we revisit history and try to credibly quantify the extent of ethnic favoritism in public expenditure in Kenya for the post-independence period.